All right, yeehaw, let's go. So, all right. Okay, so what are we doing? So I realized, okay, I gotta get the stuff in a format. It's a little more consumable. So we're gonna go ahead and create branch Alice from main here, um, and we're going to change the base branch on this pull request to the um, Alice branch. Do, 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 do. Let's see what happens. Sometimes it closes it if it gets confused. So, all right, okay, into us from da da da. All right, so boom, LGTM. Wait a minute. Wait just a minute now. Only showing the most recent. That patch. Okay. How big is this? Curl. T temp. Start patch. Do dash H. Ooh, 3.3 megabytes. Holy shit. Well, here it goes. Um, yeah, so we need to see, I need to see this patch actually. Okay, so what is the last commit is, okay, that looks correct. Okay, I just want to make sure I'd sorted the list correctly. No new line identifier. All right, well, all right, okay. We're gonna delete all those files first thing anyways. We just want them in the history. Okay, so let's go ahead and merge this baby. All right, rebase as it were. So do 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 and rebase merge. All right, fantastic. Okay, we're now in the main repo. So, and we merged into the Alice branch, which which has almost as many, almost double the commits. Okay, fantastic. Um, Great. So, fantastic. All right, great. That was great. Okay, so now what we're going to do is going to go through and, oh, did I do the tweet? That's what I'm supposed to be doing here. Okay. All right, so sweet. Okay, so fantastic. So we have our Alice branch. So now we can go in and we can start chopping up the tutorials. And writing some docs, okay, because we need to get this into something that's consumable quickly. So LL docs fetch upstream. Okay. And let's just put a little note in here that we merged as this commit. So, okay, merged as this commit. Okay, and then okay, that we're done with that. Okay, so, all right, okay, so now we need to get into the docs. Okay, so get checkout dash B Alice tutorial. Okay, get checkout dash B Alice tutorials. Okay, so upstream Alice. Okay, so let's do um, find docs arch Alice. All right, great. So we got all. Whoa, 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 whoa. Why aren't those in order? Okay. Sorted. Sort. Okay, great. Okay, yeah. So sort them all. Okay, so let's do dash type F. Okay, so here's all our docs so far, right? Um, so let us go through and what should we do here? So we want to do, let's see. What should we do here? So one option is we could just concatenate them all to the same file. Um, so, um, and then let's just T Alice temp Alice discussion files .md. Okay. Now let's do git rm, or wait, no, so, and then we'll do, okay, so cat find, okay, so find sort, uh, okay, so this would be cat. All right, there we go. So does that throw a new line on the end though? I'm worried that we're gonna have, yeah, okay, I'm worried that these files don't have new lines on the end of them. Okay, so let's actually do cat. Okay, so let's actually just do python-c. Okay, import sys pathlib um, print \n dot join uh, uh, pathlib dot path I dot read text for I in sys dot argv greater than 1. Okay. Okay, so now do we have those? Okay, so let's join it with two \n And now we have a little bit of breathing room between our files. Okay, so, our strategic principles guide our game plan. I think we might want to throw some horizontal rules in here as well. So let's just do dash, dash, dash. Okay. And let's actually throw the dash, dash, dash. Let's give that a couple new lines as well. Okay, so, all right, so now we have our horizontal rule, and we have our files, and they're nicely new line delimited. Okay, so what we can do from here is we can, yeah, we'll take these and let's see, let's do path.read text. Let's just say, so content and content for content and blank. Okay, so we throw that in an inner loop there. Same thing. We're just doing the same thing. So now we have the text as a variable content, and we can say if content dot starts with hash or pound. Okay, so now we only get the ones that start with a pound sign, which is much easier for us to work with here because I think this is most of the, yeah, okay, so this is most of the stuff. Okay, so let's actually take this and say, okay, so let's take this and convert it into, let's see, let's look at the titles. Um, so scripts, dump discussion. Okay, so what do we got? Title to file name. Okay, touch scripts init.py. All right, so let's import scripts.dump discussion and say scripts.dump discussion dot title to file name. Or wait, is that a backwards name? Title to file name. Okay, yeah, okay, so this is, okay. Okay, so title to file name. So let's do title, file name, content, dot split, and then on new line, and then the first line. Okay, then we get all the titles. Okay, manifest schema, volume 0, introduction and context. DoD is nice to have, UCAN community meeting. Okay, that looks like not relevant. Security considerations, turtles all the way down the dependency rabbit hole again, architecting Alice forward, open architecture initial working group meeting, Alice our open source guide, starting a new project with Alice, Traveler of the Edge, peace at last, she's arriving when, Shell for Ghosts, our strategic principles guide our game plan. Okay, so let's see. So I think that's pretty good. I think we'll shuffle that around. So that's basically what we want. So let's filter out the ones that we don't like. Um, okay, so basically anything that doesn't start with volume, right? So manifest schema, I've got a note here. It says refactor discussion into ADRs and tutorials. ADRs is manifest schema slash the manifest one, and then tutorials is the rest of it, right? So I'm going to split it. What we're going to do is we're going to filter out the volume ones that start with volume, and those are going to be our tutorials. And then we're going to filter out the ones that start with, and then we're just going to grab the manifest schema one as it is. So, all right, okay, so let's see. So if content dot starts with blank, okay, so let's actually do so content for content. So for file name, comma content in path read text. Okay, now so for file name, content. Okay, so discussion title to file name split. Okay, and let's do comma content, and then we'll add another list. Okay, and we'll say, okay, for file name, content in blank, file name content. So content. Okay, so we don't want to print it anymore. What we want to do now is content. Okay, so file name. File name. Okay, so title to file name. Scripts dump discussion. Title to file name. Okay, so replace. Okay, so let's do dot upper dot replace colon with nothing. Okay, so colon. Dot replace colon with nothing. Okay, so what do we want to do? We want to title to upper. Okay, so we don't care about the upper. We actually want to lower it because we're making a file path. And we want to uh, okay, we want to get the so yeah, volume. Split colon. Okay. Okay. Get. Okay, so split equals. Okay. It's split 0. Okay. Okay, so if volume in title dot lower. Okay, volume. Okay, title to file name. So where does this get used? File name doesn't get used. Okay, not in dump discussion, but we're using it now because we're taking dump discussion and then we're doing this. Okay, so We could just do this in dump discussion. Yeah, we could just say user content edits. Okay, so dump discussion. Okay, output markdown. Okay, so let's just go grab them. Introduction context, good, grab action and context. Okay, let's just grab them. CP, blank, docs, arch, Alice. Okay, docs, tutorials, Alice. Okay, dir docs, tutorials, Alice, and Alice. Okay, so what is the first tutorial called? It's called Architecting Alice. Okay, so it's Alice, Architecting Alice. Docs, tutorials, rolling Alice, architecting Alice. All right, then index.md. Architecting Alice, index.md. Okay, docs, tutorials, architecting Alice, index.md. Okay, so is this index.md? This is introduction and context. Okay, CP, okay, create their docs tutorial, rolling Alice, architecting Alice, make their dash P, okay, and then add that file. Okay, and then we'll remove this file. Okay, so then we renamed it. Okay, perfect. This is what we want. We want the history of what happened here. So, okay, so get status. Okay, so commit sm docs uh, arch. Okay, so let's see. Docs tutorials rolling Alice. All right, so the docs arch is the open architecture, and docs tutorials rolling Alice is the entity. So and the process of building the architecture. Okay, so docs tutorials rolling Alice. Architecting Alice, introduction and context, rename from discussion dump. Okay. Okay, so let's see how this looks now. So, okay, discussion thread locked. Discussion is continue PR. Okay, so please PR the Alice branch uh, until we PR or comment on commits in the Alice branch uh, until we merge into main. Okay, so actually, we'll just make another PR from Alice into main. Okay. So this is called second party. Okay. Okay. So, all right. So time for second party work to continue. Uh, okay. So let's go from the notes. Um, so okay. So what I do is what I've been doing is we have a session or I work, right, and then I go for a walk, and I take notes, um, and then basically flipping back and forth across context. You don't context switch, or you sort of you take the thoughts as they come, um, and yeah, in that way, you just you can sort of you can keep the sky castles in your head. So okay, so to implement second party. You want something done? Okay, so I got on all about the merge command, and then I was like, okay, you want something done? You write an operation. Okay, so to implement second party, you write an operation which takes the loaded dict form of a pipeline YAML file, for instance. It should output a data flow specific to each dict's contents. The pipeline converted to a data flow. Okay, so just basically just do it. Just take an operation and just write an operation, have it take a loaded form of a YAML file, right? So just a dictionary, and make it output a data flow that's descriptive of how you would run that pipeline, right? So we're going to do a GitHub Actions workflow because we know those workflows that we have exist, and we can run them via the SSH or Kubernetes executors that are in, or not executors, orchestrators that are in the Alice branch. So we can then what that'll do is we will so we'll spin up we'll spin up let's see we'll spin up a Kubernetes cluster on DigitalOcean, and should we do it on DigitalOcean? We have the DigitalOcean code. So um, what time is it? 8:44. Okay, let me finish this. Okay, so let me just say the rest of this, and then I'll get back to creating this the markdown files or renaming them. So okay, so all right, so basically just load the existing flows into data flows. Now create the data flow, which is the base flow, which we can apply the previous flows to as overlays. Okay, so so load the flow. Okay, so what this is saying is basically we need to figure out how to split out those. What we'll end up with is in that parsing of the flow, uh, we'll end up with we'll end up with basically like a bunch of the seed inputs will be the matrix, and that might be nested. And so what we'll need to do for each plugin, right, we have another seed input which starts another context for that plugin. Actually, it doesn't start another context for that. Actually, yeah, it starts a context for the GitHub Actions job. You start a context for each set, for each input set, so each plugin. Permutation, right? So we already do the same sort of thing. So we'll basically just add each one as an input, and then it'll end up executing all the permutations. But the thing is that we'll need to then go through. So what this bullet point is saying, now create data flow, which is the base flow, which we apply previous flows to as overlays. What that says is um, basically see what look at um, look at the flow which we just wrote the operation to where we convert, and it's a whole flow, and now split out a base flow, cut out some of those seed inputs and stuff that are, and the other operations in there, and the subflows that might be that are for the plugin validation, right? That are maybe plugin validation specific. Actually, I don't know. Yeah, so like the tutorials and stuff, right? And the other operating systems. So we'll split those out. Well, the other operating systems we're just going to drop for now. But let's see. So create data flow, which is a base flow we're to apply previous flows to as overlays. Uh, this is the common CI flow. Actually, I think the other, yeah, we'll basically have those other operating systems be triggered on an input, and then we won't add that input to the seed. Okay, so this is the common CI. Okay, so this what we end up with that delta basically between the ones that are plugin specific or tutorials, right, or the lint, right? That's not the plugin specifics right now because we get into that later. Right now, we're going to still call .ci run sh underneath. But basically, this will be the common CI flows, which is shared across all our second and third party plugin ecosystem. Um, and so then basically, then I have a note about the overlay process is the shim process, the merge of the installed before merge is applied to upstream. It is analogous because this is where context specifics are figured out, aka where are we in org mode, is org policy active, aka what shim plugins are available, and what next phase selection, and arguments should be passed. It is analogous to this in this way because overlays provide both stubs for discovery of executable code and those op amps and configs, as well as optional seed sandboxed, as well as optional sandbox execution during apply, of course, right? So because we can specify operations. So first go and clean up Alice doc. Okay, yeah, that's what we're doing right now. Okay. Examples. Oh, so then, yeah, we need to do an example where we have multiple developers working, writing little things, little operations, and they both take, for example, that AIO HTTP client session, and then we'll show how transparently all of the, operations use that AIO HTTP client session. So you actually see value out of that shared across your application. So that shared pool. So base interpretation of ops. Okay, so what is this? A correct shared object. Use X shared object view op amp based instantiation of ops and static content coming from ops. Where was that code we played with? Okay, yeah. Oh yeah, and then Sahil. So the question and answering model, the video-based model that Sahil has to do question and answering. So there's a lot of stuff that we've covered about the DFML code base in here, and so in this series of engineering logs. And what we can do is we should be able to basically, effectively concatenate all the transcripts together, and then run the QA model. And we should have, this could be a start of a question answering model for Alice to help new contributors to the project, because hopefully she'll have some of the stuff in the notes basically from the transcripts. So that would be cool. And so basically, Um, we need a version. So Alice Please this is wrong now. I realize we have Alice Please. So I was going to say we could do Alice comma and Alice colon, but it's like colon is a question and a comma is please do something, but that's pretty non-standard. So, but we could do that too. So, um, and then all right, that's that. So that's where we're at. So let's clean up this thread, um, and then I'm gonna have to let's see. So to do. Okay, so clean up tutorials. Docs that currently exist to. Okay, so, and then we'll say um, QAdd find spot for Q question and find chapter for question and answering model. Okay, so let's see. Coach Alice. Yeah, Coach Alice. Yeah, so Coach Alice would be a good one. Um, so down the dependency rabbit hole again. Alice, our open source guide. Maybe we'll just say our open source guide. Yeah, so Alice, so yeah, down the dependency rabbit hole again. Our open source guide, strategic principles as game plan. I think we would just change that to game plan methodology or strategic principles as game plan. No, that's good. And then uh, what we'll do is, let's see, so it's QA, the question answering model. So yeah, there was something, I had a title for this one. Um, okay. So I think the sun is good now. So it's good over here. It's not good over here. All right. Question ask. Open book. Let's see. Download pencil again. Our open source guide, strategic principles as game plan. Okay, so an open book. Yeah, an open book. Um, because she's transparent and transparency. Um, okay, but Coach Alice. Okay, so open source game plan. Um, and so what is this? This is reaching. This is about the fully connected development model. We're basically just recording our thoughts, and then making them accessible to the other developers on the project, right? So and then Alice is going to go and give them coaching. So this is, um, so, okay, so parallel communication. Let's see, asynchronous, asynchronous learning, asynchronous learning, asynchronous communication, strategic open source guide, game plan, strategic principles, says game plan. I'm like, is there a theme here? I'm trying to figure out there's a theme, and I'm trying to stick with it if there is one. So she's arriving when a shelf grows traveler on the edge. So this is all conceptual stuff, and now we're getting into implementation. So this is implementation. Alice in the art of strategy, Alice in the strategy of art, Alice in the health of the ecosystem. Maybe this is Alice in the health of the ecosystem. Second and third party helper maintainer. Okay, so maybe this goes to analysis and the health of the ecosystem. So then this is, okay, find for them in tree. Okay. Docs, tutorials, role analysis, architect analysis, introduction and context. Okay. Find chapter first. Okay, so volume. Native chapter name for question and answering model. Volume 0, or no, volume 3. Alice in the Alice in the Health of the Ecosystem, Volume 4. Volume 4, Alice in the Health of the Ecosystem, uh, Chapter 1, Asynchronous, or let's see, Alice in the Health of the Ecosystem, Chapter 1. Okay, so what are we doing? What are we doing? So, tentative chapter name for question and answer model. Question everything. There we go. Okay. Okay. All right, great. So I'm going to call it on this for now.